And the pitching and stuff, I also need to add rolling thrusters. It's a good thing I just remembered that. What? Why? What the hell are you doing? I don't know how to fly. Hey guys, I'm Rod the Fox and welcome back to Funded Apps, and today we are going to begin tuning with the lifeline and trying to get that adjusted, and if we have enough time I'll start on the smaller version of the lifeline I currently have, but I'm not quite 100% sure of what to call it as of yet. The idea of it just basically popped into my head. So if we get to making the second support craft today, I want you guys to post some name suggestions down in the comments below, and if there's one that catches my eye, that's the one I'll pick. Now, I know I don't normally go for name suggestions, but I'm kind of curious to see what names that you guys can come up with. Now, this shouldn't take very long because, like, the craft itself is built. All that needs to be done now is just to have it adjusted and put in the few remaining blocks that evidently, well, apparently I am missing. So, I'll catch you guys here in a minute once I get the blocks filled in and see if we can indeed get this thing adjusted. Though I'm not sure how adjusted I am going to make this, so I'm also going to put on slope pieces here so it can look a little bit better, much like I am doing with the front sections here. I just suddenly stopped moving. That was a bit weird. Like, my keyboard just like stopped working. Okay, I think I'll continue making this out of wood just so it fits with the front better, and it gives the kind of idea that the frame is made out of wood but the walls of it is made out of metal, and I like that idea. That's why, like, I went with this theme last episode, and like I mentioned that episode also to reduce the weight of this but not increase the price of this too much. Because I mean, I know this is a bit more expensive than what it was before because lightweight alloy is a bit more expensive, but it's also a lot lighter, which means that it's going to be a lot easier to fly, and the added durability of it means that this thing won't necessarily follow the sky in one hit. And one thing I might also do, even though the resources right now are going down insanely slow, I might okay, so these are set on 2. I might set these thrusters down to 1 so it won't be so extreme on the pitching and stuff. I also need to add rolling thrusters. It's a good thing I just remembered that in my little ramble here. But also save on resources, which, like I mentioned the last episode, like, have this as efficient as possible is kind of key given what type of craft this is, because like, if this thing goes up all the resources that we have, even before we get into our, say, even our first fight, this is going to be kind of pointless. And I also mentioned in a couple episodes now, I think, given that this is going to be supplying fuel for 6 other crafts, yeah, this is going to be kind of necessary, and yeah, we're already starting to tilt. And one thing I might also do too, I might also turn these main thrusters down, because I mean 198 meters a second, that's pretty quick. But given how light this is, I don't think going that fast would be that necessary. So I'll turn all these thrusters down. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Well, not with so much the tipping, but the amount of rocking it's doing, that's far less. I'm honestly satisfied with that. Like I said, I'll tweak this a little bit more and see how cheap we can get this to run without having this be too expensive on resources. And I might also take a bit of inspiration from the Maddox build you guys seen last episode and see if we can make this a bit more efficient, because if this ain't efficient, this ain't gonna work. Oh, I just got the altitude and the speed mixed up. So currently right now we're 195 and we're going 45 meters a second. I'm not sure if I'm gonna want that to go much faster than what it already does, because I mean 45 meters a second is kind of quick, and I just put in the remaining blocks that I missed here for the bottom, and I also got the main lifting thrusters adjusted. And I'm not sure if it's just me or if the actual resources are going down any slower. I don't see much of a difference, honestly, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Looks like we're heading over Scarlet Dawn waters, given how red it's getting around here. One thing I would say, like, majority of the map, like, the water's calm blue, but once you get to the Scarlet Dawn area, it turns out just blood red. Yeah, here we go. That couldn't be a more better of a prime example, even if it tried. I think I managed to save this thing just in time because it started going like that, which is not something that we are going to want this thing to do. And I think right here is at the best spot for me to put turning thrusters, and I would say rolling thrusters, not turning. Turning thrusters I put on the nacelles there, you dingus. But I think I came with an idea on how to have these like kind of stuck out like the way that they are, but not too obtrusive. I'm gonna try it out and see how it works. There we go. I don't think that looks that bad. I mean, sure, it is a little obtrusive, but I mean, honestly, it doesn't look that bad, especially now that I added wood to it to go along as trim. I kind of like that. And I managed to roughly figure out how many resources this is using up. I believe about 10 resources a second, which that is 600 resources a minute. And given the fact that this has nearly 3 million resources, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, if we give this about 6,000 resources, this will last 10 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, that gives us like 2.91 million resources to fuel everything. So, I mean, hey, it's pretty damn good. Especially given the fact that we're using a steam engine in here. I guess I might try and do a bit of fiddling, see if we can get this more efficient. But, I mean, like, 10 resources a second, that ain't bad. I honestly was expecting for this to be worse. Though we are in a bit of surplus of engine energy, so I might turn that down a little bit so we can not only save on resources, but the engine power won't be as high. Oh my god, I forgot I just like putting a giant sandwich of batteries. It's kind of ridiculous, and we're having a consistent charge as well, which is awesome. Okay guys, this is a question I want to ask you because I don't quite remember if this is what happens when you spawn in the ship into a campaign after you pull it out of play. If you have a vehicle that uses a steam boiler, do you have to wait for the steam boiler to build up pressure again once you pull it from being out of play? Because right now this is currently burning 7.5 materials a second, but the amount will drop significantly once this reaches full pressure. But like I said, I need to know if you put vehicles that use steam engines into play, do they keep the steam pressure? Because if they do, it means I came up with a relatively cheap system that works rather well, and I might swap the medium turbines here for small ones to see if that works any better. Because one thing I do know is that once the pressure maxes out, yeah, the materials a second drops, but the thing is trying to get that to actually drop. I managed to do so before, and the cheapest I managed to get it so far is around 5 materials a second. But when it first starts up, I used it around 30, and I think we're flying sideways again, judging from how the clouds are. I don't know what the hell this thing is doing. I might have to look at the AI real quick and see if I can adjust this. Okay, it's flying level again. Me and my drunk vehicles, for God's sake. I think I might know why this thing is flying so funky, because I'm messing with the engine system and this thing is just like, what? Why? What the hell are you doing? I don't know how to fly. Guys, I friggin' did it! This still needs to be a bit of adjustment with pitching, but that's nothing to fix. But as you guys see that this is flying, and I want you guys to take a look at the resource amount. Now here is what's strange. Currently right now, coming from the steam engines, is 4 resources a second. those resources are not moving whatsoever. But this uses about 7.5 materials a second when it first builds up pressure. Afterwards, as you guys see, nothing. Now, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or bug, because as I will show you guys in here, this is reading 4 material 0.75 a second. Now, I realize that the battery power is still going down, so that's going to need to be an adjustment, as well as the engine power here. But I want you guys to see what kind of setup I'm running here. I'm just running 8 of these, and that is what's giving me the essentially free resources here, which is nuts. And I want you guys to let me know something. Is this more efficient than if I use a single medium steam engine turbine? Because I'm currently using 8 small ones here, and it's giving me just enough energy so this thing can actually fly. And it seems like every now and then, like, the power does go up a bit, but as you guys see, like, the engine power is struggling a bit. So I might fiddle with the thrusters here a little bit more and see if we can get this thing to actually fly better, because right now this thing is actually flying pretty friggin' well, and I'm actually really surprised at the whole thing of it, that this is essentially flying for free. And I'm actually not sure how much resources this thing costs, but it shouldn't be that expensive. Hang on, I'll go and check. Currently right now this is sitting at 53,130 materials plus the 2,430 that's in containers. And that's roughly just a little bit more than the Colossus, which, relatively speaking, you would think that is expensive, which it kind of is, come to think of it. But I mean, this is also a fair size as well, even though it doesn't have any weapons on it, and I'm also using lightweight alloy instead of metal. Wait, is metal more expensive than lightweight alloy? I honestly haven't checked. No, it's the same. That's a bit odd. Okay guys, it appears that I still need to do a bit more adjustments to this, but it is flying without using up any resources. And the funny thing is, as long as it's 5 resources a second or below, that resource meter will not move. But once it hits 6, that's when it starts to drop, which is a bit strange, but I mean, if we can get this thing to fly for free, I can't complain. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this time, guys. So raise the like button, friend apps if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, ring a bell if you guys want to see more stuff like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. Yeah, hopefully the next episode now will be to finally get this stupid situation sorted. Which I think I might know what's going on, because I did turn the thrusters down. I think the thrusters right now are a bit too weak. But if I turn the thrusters back up, I think this should solve it. But then the battery energy will start draining faster. So I think right now I need to try to find this kind of balance between thrust power and battery power usage. And I think once we find that butter zone, like get it right in the middle, I think that's where I have it. And hopefully this thing should be either fly straight or relatively straight, and I'm hoping to have at least maybe keep the batteries level, if not just a slow decline. That will honestly be ideal for me. Well, I mean, right now it's not bad. I mean, I don't exactly have much complaints about it, except for the fact that it likes to tilt back, which evidently for me is a little bit annoying.